All right, so today I have the two best commanders that are free to play accessible that are going to be the best for PvP, like just absolutely hands down monsters. One of them probably way better than the other, but still they're both amazing and both free to play accessible. As you can see, we've been having a huge fight right here. It's been going on for the last 24 hours plus. Over 2.4 million people participated, 700,000 deaths. It's been crazy. Unfortunately, we're losing, but you know what? It's all part of it. It's all good. You can't win them all. All right. Anyways, I have Gandalf the White and I have Thranduil, and I can't even compete with these heroes. One of them directly counters Gandalf the White, like just absolutely counters it. And the one that I'm talking about, which is going to be the first one, is going to be Haldir. Haldir is absolute monster. Just this build that they have going for him and everything, just it's fantastic. So to start off, one of the things that we're going to be looking for is you know, for the weapon, it is important, but it's not as important. You'll probably want to take something like a battered weapon on there with them. You know, every time, you know, it's got a 50% chance to reduce the next damage dealt by X%. Because the reason why is Haldir is a straight nothing but burst hero, and that's what he does. For your next items, you know, range damage received, that's cool and great. Some extra speed in there. If you got something else like add defense or, you know, anything else, it'll be amazing. You know, I'm probably going to swap out some of my items, change it around. And then, let's see. Hunter's Mark is something good, but what you probably want to get is either sustain or you want to get yourself a mend. Mend, you know, they both are healing items and abilities that are little secondary abilities, if you will. So, you know, though, every 2 rounds, heal one allied unit for 20%, or you've got this one's leveled up a little bit, but every 2 rounds, all allies recover blank at HP. And the build for this, and I'm going to show you me going up against it in action, is it's probably going to be guide. You know, the first 2 rounds, all allied units get 45% more physical damage. And with that, you're going to get Sylvan Elf, so that way you can get the Forest Agility. Before that, you want to get Galadrim. So basically, if you're free to play and you're doing this, you want to make sure you unlock Haldir and just dump all of your resources and items that you get just into him to try to get him to respect 5. It's going to take, you know, just a little bit of time, but you're going to be able to get it for sure. So you want to be able to get Guide all the way maxed out, and then you're going to want to get Galadrim for that extra 18% damage on top of that. And then you'll probably go Sylvan Elf, so that way you can get this Forest Agility, which gives you your ranged units a percentage of a chance to be able to hit those double shots. And if they can proc during the first 2 rounds, ooh, you're just dealing out massive damage. Here's this huge fight, you know, that's been going on. You see all these failures because they just pushed through and they took over everything. But here it is. This Haldir right here, I've been going up against different variations of him, but this is one right here that just has been absolutely dominating me. Just like I was saying, you're going to get a guide for that 45% extra damage. And then this one right here is a healing one as well, Armed Escort. You're going to make sure you want to pick that up as well, because recovering 90% HP, that's going to help you sustain those units and make sure they stand in the fight. Sylvan Elf, again, this is a cool ability, but it's not as important. What you really want from it is the Forest Agility, because it gives you a 20% chance to attack twice per round for every single ranged unit. Then you want to do the Galadrim, and that for that 18% increase. And then, you know, the secondary skills aren't as important. But those are the main things that you really want to get. Is Guide, Armed Escort, the Forest Agility, which comes from the Sylvan Elf, and then Galadrim. And if you had to level it up a specific way, it's going to be Guide first, probably going to be Armed Escort, Galadrim, Sylvan Elf, and of course Forest Agility. From there, just plug and play wherever you can on those extra points. Try to get that little extra something. You know, this one's nice because it gives a one allied unit avoids next damage received. So, you know, you just put 1 point into that, so that way you're guaranteeing some damage avoided. As you can see, my Gandalf excels with stuns, and when you have this ability right here, while damage is increased, the army gains stun immunity. So my Gandalf is rendered useless for that first portion. And it's rough because you can see here, you know, we both came in. He didn't even have a full-on army. He already went through some fights. And I forgot to mention with Haldir, you want to make sure you're going, you want to have some melee there to eat the damage, and then you're just going to stack all of your ranged. So, you know, for him, he's got, you know, 1,100 melee, and then the rest of it was ranged. He's got 30 command points into one of the ranged, and then he's got another 30 into the other ranged. So that's 30, 30, 60, and then 71 total points right here, and only 11 of it is being used for melee. So you want to make sure you ratio that out. You want your composition to be like 80% range and then 20% meat shield. So it's going to be amazing, phenomenal, as you can clearly tell from these results right here. Shout out to the whole Arda clan or fellowship, because they've been, you know, coordinating like crazy. They've been really doing well, and as you can see here, you know, things like this just absolutely obliterate me. Let's see, I've got another one where I go up against another one of them. If I can find it here. Here's another one. I didn't even go up against a fully equipped one. This one went through some fights already. You can see he started off with 173,000. He was down to 536 melee. He was already hurting. Pretty much the same build. He's got one extra thing where he's got the foresight, which gives you a chance to ignore the enemy's avoidance. But he's still working on Galadrim, which is that extra bonus off the bat. That 20% is huge. Armed escort and guide. And then, of course, the one into March Warden of Lorien. So you could see I couldn't even finish him off. Couldn't even do it. And yet he smacked me down. Let's be honest here. I was hurting him against this enemy. And as you can see, they just kept sending him over and over. There was different ones that they kept sending. If I could find any others. And those Haldirs, they're quite nasty to deal with. So free to play, accessible, amazing commander. Here's another one. God, they put 1,000 of the of some cataphracts on there, and then all of it, 52 command points into sentinels, and then just straight went in on me. Just 100%. Guide, armed escort, Sylvan elf with the force agility, of course, one into March Warden of Lorien, so you can get that avoid next damage receive. But it's just, this commander's amazing. There's nothing else to say. I've been trying to power level mine ever since we first started these little fights we had, and I want to say it happened like maybe 3 days ago. So go out there, go start leveling your Haldirs, get them battle ready, free to play, accessible, amazing. And then we're gonna go on to our second commander, which is going to be Gandalf the Grey. Just looking at this right off the bat, I know, you know, I went through a first fight right here with my Gandalf the White, and he ended up winning, but you know, this was a damaged Aragorn. But still, either way, this part right here is absolutely insane, because Gandalf the Grey, he's broken right now. He's absolutely broken. Sorry for that little thing that just went through there, but like I said, Gandalf the Grey, absolutely broken. This is the build that you want right here for your Gandalf the Grey. Units, you want some that are a little bit more tanky, but you also want to make sure you have those range units to output some nice heavy damage, that 28 to 29. You know, get yourself some whatever mixture you want. You can pretty much just plug and play with this Gandalf. The reason why he's so amazing is because the amount of healing that he can output, and all of this healing, everything combined with it all together. You know, you want to make sure you get the gray all the way to 15, and then you want to make sure you get the 75% chance of avoiding the next damage instance of damage. That's another huge thing. So you've got healing to heal you through. Let's say they do end up touching you after you have your little dodge here. You know, you have this healing right here is crazy. After the commander deals damage, one allied unit has a 50% chance of recovering 100% HP. So every single time Gandalf the Grey casts an ability, does damage or anything, there's a 50% chance of healing 100% of their life. And then, you know, you want to put at least one into this, so that way you can get that little stun there. Mithrandir is the first 4 rounds against all enemies. They do negative 11% damage. Another great thing. Convener is what really helps so much as well. First 2 rounds, all allied units gain initiative and 75% chance to attack twice each round. Telling you, this is crazy. So you've got the Grey, which every single time Gandalf does damage, which I'm going to show you how it makes it so much more broken when you add on this extra equipment. Every time he does damage, he has a 50% chance of healing an allied unit for 100%. And then you pair that with an accessory that's going to heal, like either sustain or mend. You just have that extra healing added factor, or that added extra healing factor right there to it. The 2 allied units having a 75% chance to avoid damage. Wow. What makes this even better, the Grey, is this cutlass right here. And you always want to try to make sure you get smite, because, you know, it's better off with smite. If you can't get smite, there's another one that's out there. But after the commander attacks against the enemy target, it deals an additional 11% focus damage. So your commander is attacking twice. Gandalf the Grey is attacking twice per round. From those 2 rounds, he's just absolutely having this huge chance to increase the HP of your team. And then, you know, the other ones, they're not as important, but they're definitely useful. 100%. This last item you want to make sure is a mend or a sustain to add into the other healing that's already going on. But this entire build for this commander is absolutely, like I said, insane. And I can't wait to see more of it, and I can't wait to actually level up mine, because like I said, it's doing a lot of damage, like an absolutely lot. And not only is it doing damage, it's healing you. It's doing damage, by the way, because you gain the initiative, the 75% chance to attack twice each round. But then you also get the healing with it, damage reduction, everything that goes with it. I'm trying to pull up a browser source here so I can pull up a website of a little thing, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it on the fly. I should have had this ready already for you, but that's my fail and my mess up. But you know what? Look, aside from the point, Gandalf the Grey, he's free to play accessible as well, because if you put all your Matham coins that you get in the beginning, you just put them all into that fellowship box, you're going to have the chance to unlock him. And when you do unlock him, both of these abilities right here, these main ones, they're all in that first tier. This first tier right here. I haven't leveled up mine. I'm pretty foolish in comparison. I probably should have been working on this since day one, but I had Gandalf the White. I was so stoked. I wanted to test him out. But all of these tier respect 1 abilities, you just have it all right there available. All you need to do is be able to try to get him to respect 1, so that way you can equip an item. As you can see, I have sustained on him. Recover, you know, 12.6% HP every 2 rounds. I have my cutlass that's on there as well for an added smite. Oh, these 2 commanders are absolutely insane. I had a video that I was trying to show you right now. It was from one of our fellow players inside of our fellowship, and he went through maybe like 7 different fights, won every single one of them with Gandalf the Grey, and then finally got a draw on the 8th fight. And that's all off of 1 push into our little, you know, fight that we had going on here at the tunnels. As you can see, we've been obliterated, and, you know, they're pushing right through us. But man, you gotta make sure you have these 2 commanders. Gotta have them. Free to play, accessible. Just gotta put in the time and effort to level them up, and make sure you stack some ranged with them, especially Haldir. You're to be able to take out people like nothing, like just running through them like butter. All they did was just kept throwing those Haldirs at us over and over and over, reinforce them, and then send them back in over and over and over. It was great. See you guys.